And going a little deeper on what Joy and Scott were just talking about, security is the utmost concern this week at the RNC as we reach the 48-hour mark after an assassination attempt on the former president. New details about the gunman and the man who was killed protecting his family from the shooting continue emerging today. The FBI says the alleged gunman was 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks. He lived about an hour south of where that Trump rally was held that night. Investigators still haven't established a motive, but they say Crooks was acting alone. 50-year-old Corey Compouture was killed in the attack. He was an engineer. He was a volunteer firefighter. He leaves behind a wife and 2 adult daughters. 2 other people were hurt in the shooting before Secret Service agents killed the gunman. And as we talk about the assassination attempt, we want to talk about what's real and what's fake. Minutes after the shooting, social media flooded with information and misinformation. You may have even seen some of that misinformation make it onto national media outlets. News4JAX reporter John Acebus spoke with a UNF professor about what to keep in mind when you're scrolling.
This is the real picture of the former president being taken off the stage at his rally by Secret Service. And this is the real picture of a yearbook photo of the suspected shooter, Thomas Crooks. But even immediately after that assassination attempt, there have been fake pictures showed, as well as misinformation shared online.
Take a look at what happened.
Moments after former President Donald Trump ducked on stage after being shot, social media exploded with information, some of that misinformation. Jumping the gun nowadays looks like a click.
And it's also because the media and the news information has been democratized so that literally anybody with a Twitter account can call themselves a journalist. You really need to be careful.
Dr. Michael Bender teaches political science at the University of North Florida. Is this like an understated conversation that we're having about information like this?
No, this is real and something, the world of misinformation is very, very top of the mind right now, particularly with deep fakes.
Just for example, this picture will likely go down in the history books. The moment former President Donald Trump paused to raise a fist, draped by Secret Service. Another photo being shared online showing the Secret Service smiling, which I showed to Bender. Dr. Bender, when you look at that photo, pick that apart for me.
Well, I think if you're seeing Secret Service agents smile in the midst of a shooting incident of their principal, some alarm bells should go off.
Bender suggests taking a breath, which is not what happened Saturday. In fact, before the suspected shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks was identified as the person dead on the roof. The Trump rally, multiple other people were posted about and shared on social media as the shooter. What is the damage that is done there?
Well, it depends on what the misinformation is, right? If it's spelling somebody's name wrong, no big deal. If it's attributing an action, like maybe putting up the wrong person who isn't the shooter.
Right, which happened.
Which happens. I mean, there's real danger, not only to that person, but to that person's family that can, because people are going to be riled up about this and they might want to take the law into their own hands.
Misinformation isn't just limited to politics. It's everyday things impacting everyday people. Misinformation. Tell me stuff that you see online.
Things that I see online, sometimes some misinformations for seniors, and we give all of our information, even social security and things like that, and it's not fair. Nobody's doing anything.
Some folks I caught up with at a post office tell me they've gotten so used to lies and misleading headlines that everything has to be looked at with scrutiny.
I would say, yeah, I do see it a lot more.
What kind of damage do you think that does?
Again, it depends on the situation. If it's about someone's personal life, then that could not destroy an image about someone's career.
John Acebus, Channel 4, the local station.